Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly, and I've got a good one for you today. You know, I do this. I wake up and I'm like, am I going to make a video today? And then I will get a news story like this, and I'm saying, I have to make a video. And it's raining out this morning, guys. So let's get right into it. I have told you guys about something that was going to happen a year ago, where I said you're going to see companies merge out of complete desperation, and they're going to lie to you and tell you we're going to build the behemoth, the super company, it's going to be great. First one was Albertsons and Kroger, and then you had JetBlue and Spirit Airlines. That fell apart because of the feds. And now the next one has just been announced, and this one's a big one. Capital One wants to buy the Discover card, okay? Capital One is the 9th largest bank out there right now. And guys, think about this. These are the two most troubled banks. Of all the big banks that issue credit, these are the ones with the biggest problems right now. And what do I mean by that? They've got the highest number of delinquencies on both their platforms right now. So what they're going to do is take advantage of the short squeeze in the stock price, and they're going to issue stock from Capital One to buy the Discover card. Now, how are they going to do that? For those of you out there that have a Discover card, it's a different platform. Do you guys take Discover? You have to ask that when you go to places. And they have certain benefits and certain things that make it very appealing, and their cash back is fantastic and things like that. But Capital One is going to issue cards, they say, that will, some of them will be the Discover card network through Capital One, and they will maintain the Capital One name. But this, guys, is not out of building a great bank. That's a lie. That is the lie that they are selling you. This is to get you guys to understand that if they don't do something like this, because of the delinquencies that are going up at double the pace of what they were a year ago, people are not paying their bills. Capital One issues Visa and MasterCard, and now they want to take over Discover too. And the problem with this is that it's not what you think it is. It's designed because of how bad the economy is right now. And this is, you know, if it goes together, we'll see. But they want to do this with just a stock swap and a stock sale. Now, it's valued at $28 billion. They're saying that between them, they will do over $52 billion in credit card transactions a year. That is a staggering amount. But again, one thing that you're seeing over and over and over again, especially in the last 90 days, is how everybody's cutting back. Everybody's cutting back. There will be thousands of jobs lost as a result of this. And that's the thing. If you ever wanted to play a game of, hey, how many people work at Discover? How many people work at Capital One? It will shock you when you find out that some of these employers have 60,000 employees and crazy numbers like that. And then you hear about them, you know, laying off 2,000 people. It's only, you know, it's only 3% of our staff. You know, it's crazy when you hear these numbers and you have all these people are losing their jobs. But again, mark my words. I don't know if this will go together or not, but this is out of complete and 100% pure desperation that you have banks where the default rate is going through the roof. Capital One, a year ago, I started talking about how they were setting aside money for all the defaults that were coming right after the banking problem happened in early March. By the way, March 11th is the drop dead date for the banks with their program, and they say that there could be a lot of bank problems with this. This could be something to head that off at the pass, because the banks are in trouble right now. You're having more and more banks that are having issues. And again, Discover Card, they're both great banks. They're both decent. You know, if you've ever had any credit problems, like my friend, I told him this story today, and he's like, oh my gosh, when I went out of business, the first place that emailed me and mailed me stuff was, hey, we know you had difficulty. Come to Capital One. And there's a lot of people out there that have rebuilt their credit with Capital One. Capital One auto financing is huge right now. Now, the thing about this is that Capital One auto's financing, again, higher interest rates, more, they have riskier loans. They have more problems with people right now that are not paying, and the percentage is going up because people have overextended themselves to the moon. Discover Card has its bank and its bank account just like Capital One does, and they don't have branches. Capital One has those Capital One cafes that will stay open. There is no talk about having the Discover open branches or anything like that, and it would be under the Capital One name if this thing goes together. But again, it's not designed as this is the greatest business deal in the world. This is survival. Don't let them lie to you and tell you this, but you're going to see more and more companies that will do this, that will survive. And again, if you have credit cards, I've got a Capital One card, I've got a Discover card. Don't, I'm not saying get rid of it. I'm not saying there's a problem with it. Nothing like that. But this is shenanigans if you think that this is being done for the betterment of business and the banking environment. Again, I was shocked to learn Capital One's the 9th largest bank in the world right now, which is kind of shocking. But you're going to see more and more problems with this. And this is survival. It's nothing else. Let me know what you think so far. Another day, another auto recall. Jeep, Ford, and Genesis. Genesis is the Hyundai brand, and they have 300,000 cars that are being recalled right now for various things, from fire exposure, brake problems with the airbags, a little bit of everything. But again, a great site that talks about this is from USA Today, where they've got all the auto recalls that you can take a look at. And the link will be below on this, so you can take a look at it and you can punch the make and model of your car and see if it's under suspicion of having any recalls done. And again, if you're going to turn the car in or do anything like that or sell the car anytime soon, it's the first thing I would ask. Did you take care of the recall? Because if I was looking at buying a car, I'm the guy that would look at stuff like that. So you have to look at things like that moving forward, okay? The next thing is Bank of America. Bank of America just announced that one of their data companies had a data breach and that your bank information is at risk. And there's a letter here that you can take a look at, and I'll leave the link below for that. But once again, guys, make sure you change your passwords. Make sure you are not the person that sits there and has the same passwords on everything for 10, 12 years. Do this, but check your bank accounts. Check everything that you do online. Make sure that you can get access to it. It is very disturbing when people have written me and said, Dan, I thought about this and I'm noticing all these online charges every month that I'm not familiar with. Well, you should be. You should take a look at this month after month after month, okay? Because, we've talked about this. The private internet access is the VPN that I recommend, the product of the year for 2 years in a row. You guys, I'm telling you, it is pennies a day. I had a buddy sign up for it for the Formula One, and he loves hockey, and he loves those two sports, but he can go and be in different time zones and watch different games from his phone with the click of one button. There's no hardware to install. It's pennies a day. They give you 83% off, and it gives you all the devices in the household, so everybody's covered. And if you go online, you go to your bank account or anything like that, you need to protect yourself now more than ever. So I'll leave the link below on that stuff. But these data breaches are a problem, and they're getting worse. And these companies hit the jackpot and hit the ransomware lottery when they went and shook these companies down. I'm really trying to think about this. I really think it was Caesar's Palace that made the huge mistake of paying those guys right away, because it's like, oh, gosh, guys, we did this, and in just a few days, we got, almost $2 million. This is what we should do all the time. I think you're going to see that more and more and more right now. And again, it's a day that ends in Y. There must be another data breach. So take a look at that. I'll leave the link on the stories below always, and the letter, but protect yourself. Look at, everybody's busy. Everybody has so much going on in their lives. You've got kids, grandkids, your life. You just want to be left alone and you want to be happy, but you got to make sure your data is safe. You got to make sure that your bank accounts are safe. Make sure your passwords are safe. And, do I believe in those password accounts that give you the random passwords and they store it? I've heard people have problems with that because if you don't pay it, you don't have access to your passwords. So there's that. The other thing is just make sure your data is backed up. What would you do if all your pictures on your phone weren't backed up? to the cloud and you didn't have access to that. Think about your kids, your grandkids. I have to think about the stuff that I've had for, over a decade on my phones that I have backed up. That's so important that you have that stuff saved and that you know how to get access to that stuff, okay? So it's not just to warn you because it's raining and I think I'm kind of agitated right now. So anyways, let me know what you think. Share your thoughts on this stuff. You guys have asked me before about reverse mortgages. And one thing that I believe in is researching different companies and making sure things are above board. And the best company that I found was Mutual of Omaha. They have a program out there and they have a questionnaire that you can fill out if you are over 61 and a half years of age, if you have equity in your home, and regardless of your credit, it doesn't make a bit of difference. But if you want to potentially get a reverse mortgage, fill out the questionnaire. They will answer all your questions, tell you how much you're eligible for. But think about this. If you need a lump sum, or you need monthly payments, or you just want to travel, or you just want to hang out with your grandkids or do anything, you can go out and, and take advantage of this. But find out what you could get and what you're eligible for. And again, I believe in doing this with the best company. Mutual of Omaha has an amazing reputation. Check it out today. Use the link below. Fill out the questionnaire. It's absolutely no obligation, but without even speaking to somebody, they'll tell you how much you're eligible for. Check it out today. I get a lot of things sent to me that at first I read them and I'm like, no, this can't be real. My buddy Dave sent me something from Hawaii where they want to have a charge for everybody that comes to the state of Hawaii of $25 as a green tax. Okay, it's for the environment. And they anticipate that last year they had almost 6.5 million people show up, and that this will generate millions and millions of dollars every year, but it will go to having a state fire marshal. Are you kidding me? Is that ridiculous? So if you want to go to Hawaii, there's going to be a $25 tax for you to go to Hawaii. My buddy Dave has a timeshare there, and he just said, number one, he went there with his wife with the express condition with her that they would volunteer half their time to helping people that they know were victimized. Restaurants that they've gone to for years that were closed, and people that were completely upside down, and how they needed to clear debris and things like that because the state hasn't done their job. Okay? Josh Green's an idiot. He's the governor, and he's proposing, let's tax strangers that fly into our country $25 a person to come to paradise and take advantage of using our resources. Read the article below out of the New York Post. It's ridiculous. Okay? But again, come and spend money at our restaurants. Come and spend money at our hotels. No, we want to tax you an extra $25 a person to have a fire commission. Why don't you guys have that in the first place? I could go on about this for hours, and I'm sure you guys, there's a lot more people that have sent me a lot of stories about Maui and Hawaii and things like that over the course of the last few months that they have questions on. But now let's tax people for this. But again, you have restaurants that don't have their debris cleaned up, people that haven't been paid off on their insurance claims because people can't get there to have the adjusters look at the property. But let's tax you and me $25. The next one was a woman, 77-year-old woman out of New York, Helen Boxwell, that went out and built an ADU out of her garage. Now, what that is, an accessory dwelling unit. She took her garage, doesn't drive anymore, and she rented it out. Now, she converted the garage, spent $25,000 in the construction of it. Now think about this. In the late 80s, this woman bought her house for $145,000. So she's been there forever and a day, but she's getting $1,100 a month rent for this. And the investment will eventually pay off, but she had to go to her neighbors and talked about the process of getting the ADU approved, and that was from Business Insider. So again, kind of a cool article to take a look at, but what do you want to do to make money? What do you want to do to have a side hustle? Helen Boxwell, it's like, this is just going to supplement my income. So it will pay for itself, and forever, when she sells the house or leaves it to her kids, it's going to have the ability to have somebody live in that second unit. So, take a look at that. It's a great article. But the Hawaii thing really got me upset, especially with my buddy who just talks about how, you know, his timeshare, all they do is raise the maintenance fee on it, which is a scam, which is a criminal act in itself. But the fact that he has to go through this, and now they want to tax people $25 to come to the state of Hawaii. How do you feel about that? It's cold, wet, and rainy. I'm about to end this video. Couple of great stories about McDonald's. One of them's not funny, where a man ordered a Big Mac without cheese, and they had a sliver of cheese in there, and he had an allergic reaction and had to be rushed to the hospital, so he's suing McDonald's for that. Story is below. The next one is a man used ChatGPT to talk about his dissatisfied service with McDonald's and wrote it with ChatGPT through the AI program to their AI program, and they gave him a free meal. Well, it worked over and over and over again to where he got over 100 free meals at McDonald's for that. Mayor Adams is an idiot, okay? He's the mayor of New York, and they gave a no-bid contract that is worth in excess of, I want to make sure I get the figure right, $50 million for the migrant money. Think about this. You have friends, family members, kids, neighbors that are struggling right now, and they're giving out gift cards and Visa cards with no ID for up to $10,000. Where's mine? We should have a contest. We should get one of these cards and see who does the best with it. Seriously, buying stocks, gold, silver, whatever, you know, a used car, whatever, okay? But they're giving these people $10,000 for free. Read the article below out of the Post because it'll make you sick. And the second thing is that they are giving away thousands of meals a day that are going to get thrown in the trash. There are people hungry. There are veterans hungry. There are people sleeping on the streets, and they're giving these people money. This food sucks. I don't want to eat this. You know, come on. I want to go to Spago, okay? Come on. Final story. A man was talking to Air Canada about a bereavement flight where he had a relative that died and was promised a refund. Only thing wrong, which I'm not laughing at this, only thing wrong was he was not talking to a human being. He worked it out with their computer. And they're like, well, we don't have to honor that because with the AI, we're not going to give you a $1,200 ticket because of that. No. So he sued and won in court, and the story is below. Thank God. But again, there are times you're yelling at somebody on the phone, and it's a computer now. It's AI. And they just, gosh, our customer service is great. We don't have to have these people, you know, file stress claims or leave or anything. So please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you're on our email list, one just went out, check your spam filter today because it could be in there, okay? And it's fantastic, okay? Onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon. You want to get a hold of me? hello@iallegedly.com. Thank you for being here. I truly appreciate it. Rain or shine, I try to deliver, okay? I'll see you soon.